Hey you guys, I'm Ravana, and today I'm going to share with you my eating disorder story that I had in the past. So it all began when I was 12 years old and I got my period for the first time and my body was starting to change. Suddenly, I would look at myself in the mirror and notice my body. And I got this idea in my head that I was fat and that I needed to lose weight. At first, I stopped trying to eat, and then I found out through a TV show that there was this thing that girls did that they would make themselves vomit. So I started doing that. Everything I would eat, I would make myself vomit. And then there were other times when I would just have these binges and I would eat everything. And I knew in my head that it was okay because I was gonna make myself vomit right afterwards. This went on for about a year, and then I told a girl that I was doing this to stay thin and stay skinny. And she said, I do it too. So we were both bulimic and we were kind of like our partners in crime. Eventually, the teacher found out and she called in my parents and we had a meeting. After this, my parents were devastated. They had to do something about it. So instantly they took me to a psychologist, and every day after school, I would go for 3 hours and spend the day there. There were other girls who had been struggling with this for years, and I would see them and I knew that I didn't want to be like that, and I knew that I wanted to be okay, and I didn't like going to therapy every single day after school. I wanted to just be out and be a normal kid. Luckily, after 3 months, I stopped doing it. It was 3 to 5 months that I was with a psychologist, and my mom was praying so much and the urge stopped. Everything seemed okay, but I guess in my head it was never okay. I never really looked at myself in the mirror and really liked what I saw. I always saw that I needed something to fix. The thought of like, I feel fat was still there. I learned with a psychologist that feeling fat is not a feeling. That's just the symptom of something you feel, but that's deeper inside of you. Something that could be a trauma or just something else that you're going through, or maybe it's a problem in your family or with your friends or at school. The eating disorder is just a symptom, which in many ways can be a good thing because then you know that there's something that needs to be healed. So when I was about 16 or 17, it came back again, but in the form of anorexia. I thought again that I needed to lose weight, and what I would do was that I would not eat. So I would restrict myself to about 500 calories a day, and I would exercise excessively to burn any of the food that I would eat. And I was always counting, seeing what I was eating and having in mind, and my whole world revolved around food and what I was eating. And I would base my happiness on that. I would base my happiness on the number that I saw in the scale. And every single day I would weigh myself, and if I wasn't thinner than the day before, or the number was not less than the day before, I would not feel good, and there was never an end. I lost about 35 pounds in a summer. I came back to school my senior year of high school, and everyone was like, Ivana, what happened to you? Like, you lost so much weight. And there was never an end. I just wanted to keep getting lower and lower and lower. They knew that I wasn't healthy. They knew that I had a problem, but no one said it. It wasn't until my parents finally accepted the fact that I had gone back to this horrible thing that had once taken a hold of me. So I went back to the psychologist, and this really helped because at that time, being a teenager, I didn't really want to speak to my parents about what was going on in my life. So having someone to talk to and being able to be open, and I knew that that person wasn't going to tell them anything, really helped heal a lot of things. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that one of the things that helped me was talking about it, because when you talk about things, first I thought, okay, I feel fat, but talking more about it, I knew that there was something else. One of the reasons was that I was going through other things in my life. So this whole thing erupted from another event, which I'll tell you in another time. This helped heal it. So I went to college and the anorexia and the bulimia stopped. I finally was eating again. I was feeling healthy again. I gained weight, and I didn't want to starve myself or make myself vomit. But I was never really happy with my body. I could never really look at myself and say, okay, I love my body just as it is. There was always something that I needed to fix or weight that I needed to lose, mostly that, just weight that I needed to lose. I felt bloated. I felt that I still had to restrict myself in a way in order to have a thin body. And I would think to myself, I would say, seriously, like, does it really always have to be like this? Like, do I always have to think of what I eat and what I'm not gonna eat, and oh, I'm saving, you know, the hamburger for Sunday because I can't have it today? And I would, you know, eat with guys and I'd see like how much they would eat, and deep down inside of me, I wanted to eat that much food, but I knew that I couldn't because I would gain weight. So when I found the vegan and raw vegan diet, one of the reasons why I went to this diet was to not drink and not have this anxiety inside of my head. Another thing that I noticed was that I was losing weight without even trying. I was eating so much food and I was still losing weight. I was looking healthy. My face was not bloated anymore. And I didn't feel like I had to restrict myself in any way. And it honestly motivated me to keep doing this diet. So I think that the vegan and raw vegan diet is the perfect diet for anyone who might be going through an eating disorder. Just try it out and you'll see that you don't have to be afraid to eat, that you can eat abundantly. You can fill your stomach with food and be fit and be healthy, because I'm eating the most nutritious foods on the planet and I feel strong and I have energy to do exercise, and I've finally gotten to the body that I've always wanted. I look at myself and I know that it's not perfect, but I love my body. And I think one of the roots of this problem is that I didn't accept myself. I didn't accept myself as I was, and I didn't love myself. And at the end, this diet has helped me. But what has helped me the most to really strengthen my self-esteem and the belief in myself that I am perfect is honestly God. And I know that a lot of you might not believe in that, or whatever it means to you, where you feel safe. That spiritual path that you're in is so important, because with God, that's where I feel like super safe. That's where I never feel alone. And that's where I know that my worth is not based on how my body looks. My worth is not based on what I do, on how much money I make, or on how successful I am. I know that my worth comes from within, and I know that joy is here within me. And I feel that if I don't tell you this, it's like I am keeping something from you, and I don't want to keep anything from you. This is just what has worked for me, and this is the reason that I made this video, to hopefully inspire anyone or motivate anyone who is going through an eating disorder to try these things that worked for me. I don't think it's coincidence that we know each other and that you're watching this video, and I made this video to hopefully inspire someone who might be going through that. And if you know someone, please share this video with them and let them know there's a solution. And yes, you can get to a point where you can eat abundantly and feel amazing. Thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you guys for all your support and your comments. You guys, I feel like you're part of my family, and this is why I feel that I can be so real to you guys and show you who I am. And if you judge me, that's fine. And if you don't, thank you. But I want to share my whole life with you, and thank you guys for listening. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like my video if you liked it, and remember that I'm inspiring you every single day to eat more fruits and vegetables and have a healthier lifestyle inside and out. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.